Just started streaming. It shows that I'm uploading. Twitter. Oh, here we go.
Ooh, that's working.
All right, interesting. Okay. Looks like we're live.
Start.
No, thanks. I appreciate that, Rory. That was awesome. Glad you're there. We normally have an intro that we do before we get here, but we started it. OBS said we were streaming, but Twitch said we were not. Really
All
interesting.
things did not quite line up, but we are here now.
We're here now.
So that's good.
So here's what's happening. I think we're getting two sets of enums that are coming in here. It's interesting. I could just take out the other one, or I could come in here. I think I need to see if this is a, what is it? This is a D&D enum value of something.
A little catch up for those who are maybe joining us very quickly. Mark's detected a bug in our code completion provider, which is allowing multiple copies of the same thing into the list, and we are basically deduping that effect.
Yeah, I need to figure out if this D&D variable is essentially a an implementer of this, but I want it. I want to do the check here, but I'm not sure how to do it with a generic, so I think I have to go to my good friend Stack Overflow.
Fair enough.
Let's go try that out. C# descendant of generic type reflection. That's what I want. I could just check to see if it's a generic type, I think.
Yeah.
Although, let's do this. We've got this awesome class out here called our type helper. Let's add it here. I'm going to do that. It's generic descendant. So now I can come in here and say if type helper I think it's going to be that.
Okay.
What's happening here? What's my problem? It's not telling me. I'm hovering over, hoping for a hint on that.
Is it just because you're running? Imagine you know it's the wrong color for that, isn't it?
What's the error? Let's say. I got to give it a type argument.
Welcome, Codebase Alpha. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with that. I don't want to give it a type argument. I want to just see if it's a descendant of that. Isn't that what we were looking for? Generic class of T? Object is derived from generic class.
Yeah, okay.
Generic class. It's got, oh, maybe just no type argument? Can that work? I don't know. Really? That worked. And what's my problem here?
What's the problem with the second half?
Oh, type of? Get type. There we go. Okay, so I think that's going to do it maybe. Let's see what happens if we step into that. Okay, we got to continue there. I think that's what we want.
Something qualified. That's good.
Let's see if that fixes it. So here we have, we should have completion data. We have F entries, F10 here. It should go up just a little bit. 1F. That went up 16. It seems like it still went up too high.
That's quite a lot, yeah.
Let me run it and see what we get. Nope, they're still there.
Something was excluded, though.
Set another breakpoint here. Wait, just let's verify that's where the hit is coming from. I could also comment out this line of code too, because it seems like the same code is happening again here.
Yeah.
So I thought this would work right here. We were excluding it from the all known tokens.
And we were hitting that line.
Yeah, maybe it's not. Yeah, let's go back up here again. Okay. Let's run it again. Sometimes we've seen the missing method problem with edit and continue.
That's true.
So 26A was the total, that was the hexadecimal value for the total count of entries in here. Code itself is doing well. I've got some itchies in my nose. I had some dairy last night. And I'm like, whoa, paying for it today. Hey, who's here, kids? Who's that? Who's that guy? Fred! Who's behind you, man? Who's that guy? Ah, it's Coding Gorilla! In the house.
Hey, Coding Gorilla, how are you doing?
Fitzy Does Things says, first time catching your stream. Fitzy Does Things, normally we're better. Normally we're kicking some butt. Excuse me. I'm a little sick today. Not gonna lie. Okay, so I want to get into that.
So you're rerunning on the strength that Edit and Continue may not have quite implemented all the things, and now we have a fresh start.
Yeah, let's see what we're gonna do here. Come in here. Again, fireball casting, control space.
Okay, and we're in
run.
This point we've already added enums and we've added functions. This is the properties.
So I'm gonna. So we're stopping. We're hitting a number of these. So we're getting past those. Let's get down here to all known tokens. What's our count? Ooh, it's less. That's what I wanted.
Okay.
Okay. So I think it's going to work this time. It's just a matter of, I think, I didn't continue messing with us a little bit.
I think it's fair to say, though, that when you reflect over stuff, and you sort of don't give Edit and Continue a chance to know that you're about to do that, then maybe it's not got everything needed there that it could have otherwise used.
All right, that's a relief there. So the code we wrote did work. It's just that Edit and Continue, it doesn't like it when you're modifying classes in DLLs that are referenced by the main exe. And by say doesn't like it, sometimes you have to restart to get it to actually work. So that's what we wanted. That's a fix. All right. So you wanted to tell Fitzy Does Things what we're doing right now, what we just did, and what we're about to do.
Fitzy, we are working on tools for another stream. The other stream is going to be live Dungeons and Dragons as per 4 or 5 characters, Dungeon Master, dice rolling, all of the usual stuff that you'd associate, but automated as much as possible so as to make things flow as smoothly as we can. In order to do that, we have concocted an engine that is capable of loading data from, in our case, Google Sheets, and that data represents the actual implementational details of the Dungeons & Dragons rules. As you see on screen, we have some dice, but these particular dice have various special effects associated with them, and then there can be spells that have similar kind of layering as well. So what we have initially was just sheets, and we put all the information in there, but what we've started to do more recently is to use an application to communicate with those sheets, to edit those sheets from a distance, and we're trying to treat this kind of as an IDE, and the IDE is, well, initially just a basic text editor, but we've been adding all sorts of things. We've been using utility Avalon Edit and customizing it such that we now have nice colors, and we have our own IntelliSense, and we are reaching into our sheets and finding out what functions that we've defined in advance are appropriate for a given parameter. So Mark there on screen, he has add sound. Well, if he was to make another add sound call, he'd be presented with, firstly, the list of... Also, when the string opens up, we go looking in the known location for sounds such that he can be presented with a list there as well. And again, like anybody who uses an IDE with IntelliSense or an equivalent in it, the difference between having it and not having it is just like night and day. And of course, the more intelligent you can make said IntelliSense, the more restrictive in terms of appropriateness of things that is presented before the editor, the user, the more useful it becomes, the quicker the feedback loop is, and of course, the quicker we get to our end result. Mark's in a position to just edit the text with a sequence of effects there, save it, and then trigger them, at which point he gets to see an immediate update of what that variation is now going to have been altered by. So this is basically making life easier and easier and easier for the person configuring.
Yeah, so that's what we're working on. We wrote all the code that's doing everything you're seeing right now.
And I'm gone? No? Okay.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Roy?
I'm gone. That's my exit cue, right?
Oh, no, you're not gone yet.
Maybe not yet.
Yeah. All right, so anyway, that's kind of what we're working on. Oh, we got a 1. That means it's going to be Wild Magic Roll. Oh, no. Wild Magic.
You may have noticed the effect.
There's the Wild Magic Roll. So yeah, love game engine and scripting dev. Haven't given it a whirl in a while.
You cast fog cloud centered on yourself.
All right.
So just to actually, give you a little clue in there, we are using several different technologies. We've got some WPF C# for the actual application itself, which communicates via Signal R to web server routines that are running multiple layers of the graphics and animations going on, which themselves are written in TypeScript, which naturally compiles to JavaScript. So we're kind of running the gambit across several technologies to get the effect we're after. All of these are composited by OBS and then pushed out onto Twitch according to the way Mark has configured it over there. So yeah, Wild Magic, is a little understated. But then that's what you get for what do we call your sort of maximum
Overkill Productions. Yeah,
Yes.
Overkill Productions. That's the name of the production company that creates all these. It's not a real production company, but that's what my wife calls it.
It's a good description.
I think she's trying to tell me I could slow down a little bit and not do so much. All right, so I got a little bit of stuffy. I'm a little stuffy today. Apologies for that. Roy did some awesome help. He's going to help us out in 2 ways. He's going to do some of that talking, and he's also going to be a good pair programmer.
That's the
Right?
theory. Yeah.
Right?
Mark,
Uh-oh. It's Mr. Announcer Guy. Yes, Mr. Announcer Guy. What is it?
Maybe it's time to get back to some coding.
All right. We can
You
go
may
get
have
to
a
back.
point.
Let's go do some coding here, kids. All right. So what are we going to work on today? Let me show you where I'm kind of thinking about going. First, I think I should find the spell. Let's go look at my spells or the spells here. There's a spell that caught my eye while we were playing the other night.
Mm-hmm.
There's a potential there. So here in the spell description, it says, on a hit, the target takes 2d8 necrotic damage, and it can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn.
Okay. So that's like a whole round.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing, baby? Yeah, sure. Come right in. It's just me and my friends right over
Hey
here.
everybody, where are the hot glue guns?
I don't know. The kids, I think, used them last. And it was when we built the Rube Goldberg machine, I think. Or maybe they used them after that. They could be here to my left. That's where they've been in the past, down there. Be careful of the light plugs if you're going to try to get through there. You might want to try to get a kid down in there. That's one of them. I want to see what else I got in here. Not that. Here's another one. On a hit, it takes 2d8 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start. Normally, don't worry, baby. Normally, I have that. Oh, I need this. The cord's pulled it down. Hold on, I'm going to pull it back up. I think I'm okay. You okay, Roy? You can still hear me? That's cool.
I can indeed, yes.
That was my audio. My audio device just pulled off of my desk. But the cords everything seemed to be okay. So here, on a hit, it takes 2d8 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn.
Interesting.
So,
what is speed being reduced by distance?
it's a Dungeons and Dragons thing.
Okay.
So, in Dungeons and Dragons, you can move 30 feet per turn. And,
okay.
And so now the amount you can move per turn is reduced.
That's
So,
fair enough.
so basically,
There's
your
an
turn.
inherent per turn in there.
Yeah, your per turn is constant. It's constant, and the distance is what moves, and so that's how the speed is affected, because the divide by number is always the same.
So if we were implementing this, we would have to obviously do the damage. We would then have to start, we'd have to probably make some kind of override alteration to said speed and set some kind of future alarm to reverse the effects of that based on the 1 round's worth
Right.
of time.
Exactly, and so I had this idea conceptually to create something that I want to call magic. And magic can be given to another player, another creature. Let's do that. Has events.
Yep.
Has an expiration.
Okay.
The events can execute code, and so the code can do things. And also, I think it has a giver or an owner, and it has a recipient.
So it's kind of the effect of magic, so or possibly a collection of them, which are bestowed upon the recipient by the giver, which, as you say, will expire and maybe have other events as well.
Yeah, that's what magic
Okay.
is. So, and I think what I want to do is I think I want to come in here and I want to create a new spreadsheet. How do I create a new tab? Oh, it's down here. It's a button behind Fred. Let's rename this, call this magic. There it is right there. I like to zoom in on that so people know it's real. Then we're going to say name. Then we need some events. I don't have any events yet. in my mind, but there's going to be events similar to what are already in spells. Look at spells events.
So these are things like cast and expire and stuff like that.
I think, let's throw these over and see what we got. See what they look like. Look at them over here. So on casting, on get attack ability, on received, on cast. On received is similar, is already in spell, but it's similarly intended so that I could give a spell to someone. But
So what's the distinction here between a spell and some magic? What do we use one for rather than the other?
The magic is essentially a direct translation of the D&D rules into a spreadsheet element. That's what that's what spells are. Excuse me, I think I said magic, and I meant to say spells.
Yeah.
So the spells are the D&D rules here, including things like what's the bonus threshold, bonus per level. All those things are change the damage calculation, things like that. Magic is a givable thing that changes attributes during gameplay. And it has I think we can add duration up here as a safe one right here. Yeah, duration, and we've got on casting.
Right, and so a spell is, oh, hello, who's this?
That's my friend.
Hey, Pudding!
Yeah. Hey, Pudding, how you doing?
Fitzy Does Things is asking about, what about an on-tick per turn effect of an effect? So where something repeats.
That's a really good example. I think we maybe want 2 more events here. And I think it's like this. On recipient starts turn, and on giver starts turn.
Okay.
On owner starts turn, like that. And so what we could do, for example, if we have these events, and we come back over and we look at, what is it, Ray of Frost, I think we were looking at?
Yeah.
Why am I not seeing this here? Hold on. Maybe because I'm already casting it? I'm not seeing anything show up. There we go. Okay. Speed reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. So we would do something like this. We would call this Ray of Frost. I'm okay with it just having essentially the same name. I'll just take out the spaces to make it somewhat distinct. Description. Or maybe not. Maybe let's change it to reduce speed. Who's that flying by, Rory? Who's that? Oh wait, watch out for that!
Nah, he crashed. That's what you get when you're low flying near icebergs.
Frackford says I only got a few minutes, but I think it's time for my next drowning code rush attempt. That was close. That was close. You know who gets really close? It's Deepwater. Deepwater gets here. Jetsam says I'll save you. Jetsam didn't get a fanfare, I think, because why haven't you? I think we got to wait a little bit of time till the last one passes. Came in just at the same time. I missed Deepwater yesterday. It was good.
Mm-hmm. It was.
You know what? I'll give it to you right now. Just in case he doesn't show up later and you only got a few minutes. Here comes Deepwater. Whoops. Oh, Jetsam! Jetsam!
Sniped.
Jetsam sniped to Deepwater. There it is.
He's in the house.
All right, we'll try one more time with Deepwater. I was going to turn my music off for a second for Deepwater to come in. Is that going to do it? You're still hearing the music.
Yeah.
Is it just a slow fade? Doesn't feel like it's stopping.
A very slow fade if it is.
Yeah, no, it's not a slow fade. Something's weird with the music. Let's hear. Here comes Deepwater. We'll listen. Let's hear it. What? Some cool dance moves. All right. Yeah, interesting. Can we fly drones around, Rory?
Let's have a go.
See what we got here. Yeah, that's working. Why isn't the music going off?
Actually, I can't hear the music anymore.
No, it's there. I've got your volume's a little lower, but I hear it. All right, here's Deepwater. Just for your background.
Mark, your volume is not coming through to me at all.
All right, I had myself
There you
muted
go.
there. Muted myself. Yeah.
That is amazing. I was looking for the cut where somehow that shark transitions from the background to the foreground, and I can't see it.
Isn't it awesome? Yeah, Pudding also says Shark Effect was so awesome. Yeah, I'm figuring it out, kids. I'm getting the hang of how to do this.
The skills
yeah.
are definitely en route.
Yeah, it's well, yeah. When I had that thing going around me, when I was doing the research for that one, I was pretty excited about it, pretty happy about it, right? Yeah, I think at some point, if you're just casually watching and you see that, you're like, wait, what just happened? How did that happen? Right? It looks a little impossible if you really start thinking about it. Wait, how did that happen? Yeah, it's pretty seamless. Yeah. Good Lord, you made me think. You make thinking of starting a Twitch channel very intimidating. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Well, we've been doing this. If it's any consolation, we've been doing this. It seems like about maybe 2 years. That's what my wife says.
Yeah.
She
Sounds
says
about right.
She says it like this. Mark, you've been doing that show for 2 years. Something like that. It goes like that. But yeah, we've been doing it for 2 years. She doesn't really talk to me like that. That's my first. Okay, so what am I doing up here? We're talking about. Let me hide the scroll and get to the D&D. We're coming up in this space right here. What's the name for this piece? And first I was thinking, well, let's call it the spell name, right? Which was Ray of Frost. But then I thought, well, you know what? All it's really doing is reducing the speed.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is I kind of want to do something like this. Elsewhere, we're already doing this using this $ syntax. I think it's in functions. We did this a long time ago. Yeah, there it is right there. So where we kind of create this variable and then we reference it inside the expression.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm thinking is let's do that. That creates a generic, it could almost be a function, except for I want to give it events. So yeah, no, it's magic. Okay, so the description, we'll just say reduces the speed by the specified amount, and I suppose we could also pass in duration as a secondary parameter.
We're going to need some kind of target anyway, although is that inherent in all of these?
Reduces the recipient's speed by the specified amount. Or I could pass in a target. I'm going to just say recipient speed.
Yeah.
And we'll say the duration is going to be, well,
this was 1 round, I think, in this case.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'd
But you're
pass
right,
that
it
in.
could be variable.
I think I would pass that in.
This is good because it's a magical effect that you'll be able to potentially, reuse from multiple causal effects.
That's what I'm thinking about. All right, so that's going to reduce it. I think let's see, on received. So when this is received, I think I want to do this. I want to call a function called reduce speed. And I'm going to call it magic underscore recipient, comma, and then $ amount. Or maybe not reduce speed, change speed. And it will be a negative amount that we'll change it by. For, and what about the duration though? I think that's all I need to do.
Well, isn't it the case that you change the speed on received, but then you further change the speed in the opposite direction, at the end?
Yeah.
On the ending event.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So that's on received. And over here on, let's do insert one left. On expire,
Yeah.
we're going to reverse it. That's a potential way of implementing this. And then one more thing, then this reduce speed how do we invoke it? I think it comes from the spell. So we go to Ray of Frost. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We have an on cast right here. Give magic. And I think I'm going to do this. And
those will be actual values because it's the Ray of Frost implementation. Yeah.
Right.
So 10 feet, and we said 1 round. That's certainly clear to read, isn't it?
Yeah, the problem is the 1 round is for
it's relative to
the
your
current turn,
start
to my turn, not their turn.
Yeah.
What does Ray of Frost say again? Let's go look at that. Until the start of your next turn. Yeah.
So is it sort of players times turns rather than 1 round?
Why don't we do this? I'm going to change this up a little bit. I think the implementation of expiration is going to get tricky. So I'm going to instead kind of hard code it. And I'm going to call this reduce speed 1 turn. Like that. And it's going to be on the turn of the giver of it. So over here, we're going to call this reduce speed 1 turn. Only going to pass in the amount that we're going to do it. We're going to change the speed by. Reduces the recipient speed by the specified amount for 1 turn. Like that. And then so instead of on expire, I don't know, duration, we don't even need that anymore. And
not for this one anyway, yeah.
On expire, we don't need that. But on recipient, on owner starts turn, this one right here, this is where we want to do the opposite. Where we want to change the speed back by the positive amount. Okay?
Yep.
That's what we want to do on owner starts turn. Okay, So let's start building some classes in C#. And let's see, can I copy that whole line? Probably. Until start of caster's next. It's until start of caster's next turn. Yeah. So on owner, I'm making the owner be the same as the caster in that context.
Yeah.
Codebase Alpha says, with those visual effects, when Mark casts a spell, it's no wonder all the enemy archers always aim at him during a game. It's true. Oh, you think CodeRush would make a clean sweep of stream awards? Maybe for the visual effects category, I suppose. Maybe. Yeah, I'm just like, I actually, I have a good time doing them. I have a good time making those, and they're super fun. Hey, let's play one we haven't seen in a while. Pyrocat. There's Pyrocats right here. Wow, Pyrocat, that was amazing! Oh no, look out for that guy! Whoa! Hey, look behind you, Pyrocat! Look behind you! I'll stay in the cool ice here to keep me cool. Whoa!
Pyrocat is hot stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Need jazzing up a bit? Blue Ninja. Yeah, Blue Ninja's good too. I'll do Blue Ninja. Let's do Blue Ninja. Wicked Blue Ninja. What? What was... Anybody see what... You think... What? Whoa! Blue Ninja! Yeah, those are some fun.
Love that ninja.
Those are some
All good.
fun intros. All right, so I copied those to clipboard. Let's go over and we're going to create some classes. We're running. Noticing, by the way, some sync issues with the spinning here, Rory. Look at that. Do you see this? This should be one solid piece all the way through, but it's slowly out of sync, is what it is. Let me bring it back up. Let's switch to something else. Let's come back to Ray of Frost. That's what it should look like.
Okay.
It indicates a frame rate difference between the two, the front and back. Looks okay now. I think it may be okay just so after a long period of time, there might be like a small rounding error or something in there.
Yeah.
And these effects aren't on for long anyway, so. All right. We'll keep an eye on it and see how long it takes to get out of sync. All right, closing that down. Let's get back over to Visual Studio. Where do I want to be with this? Down in the core, I feel like, interesting, I don't seem to even have a spell. I've spelled data item. What's this? It's in the spell group. Oh, I know. This is for our code editor. So that's what's going on there. In all items I have, this is where I have the items we're loading up from the spreadsheet. So I think what I want to do is, I guess I can go to all spells and see how big that is. That's kind of what we need to build here. We'll create a new class in here called all magic items. Like that. I'm going to paste in what we got on the clipboard. Let's create a magic item class as well. So I'm just shift enter to duplicate line, alt shift enter to switch the marker positions, hit that twice, paste, duplicate line again. That's kind of what I'm doing right now.
And effectively what we're doing is we're creating a model, as it's called, for the columns of what we have in the spreadsheet. The idea being we're able to feed items of this type into the system, or at least declare that we would like items of this type to be retrieved from the sheet, and they will appear converted already into the correct form. Most of these will be strings, which should be fine. But should we put any numerics in there, we can get those down and get them translated as well. It means we can just effectively start accessing the data exactly as it'll appear, which is really, really handy.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. Last one right here. Okay, there's that. Next,
Frank Pacheros is raiding.
Frank with the party of 13. Frank, thanks for the raid, buddy.
Welcome, everybody.
You know what we do on a raid, Rory?
What do we do on a raid?
This is what we do on a raid, buddy. No, we're already on the... Never mind. We do... Oh, is it because I'm not running? Never mind. That's what we do on a raid. Oh, yeah. You've seen some of my best moves, by the way, on this show. My best dance moves. They are revealed.
Surely not.
Hey.
Wow.
Welcome, everybody. Mr. Smoothie's out here. Cute, real fog machine. Yeah, it looks kind of cute, doesn't it?
It's already got a little out of sync, though. Do you see that?
Yep. It's out of sync.
Ever so slightly.
I might pursue that one day. First time I ever raided you. Thanks, Frank. I appreciate the raid, buddy. You're my friend. How was your stream? What did you do? Just went over like 2 hours. Yeah. I find like I do shows that are about 2.5 hours long, 2.5 to 3 hours long. And when it's time to stop, I'm like, oh, that was maybe an irresponsible use of 2 to 3 hours, maybe 1 hour. Maybe I should have gone over. Okay, here's what we want to do. We've got this feature out here. We've got some attributes that allow us to stream this in called table.
Just to bring Frank's raiders up to speed, we're defining a new type of entry in our system for Dungeons and Dragons, which is going to be magical effect, which can be effectively given or applied to somebody as a target. And we've already put the columns for this in our Google Sheet, and using a previously written mechanic that we have for pulling data down from said sheet, we're now defining a model which will then be used or populated from that data, so that we can effectively code in Google Sheets and pretty much execute that code down on the system and get all the effects that we need.
Yeah, I'm just highlighting, these are the columns right here. And if we go over to our code, we've got columns with the exact same name. The only thing we need to do is just add the column attribute here. If it's got the same name, we can do that. Whoops. Get these close together here. Let's copy that to the clipboard. And let's go from bottom up, because then I just have to move one between it. Oh, I thought I did. Maybe top down? Is that going to work better? Yeah, top down's better. So I'm just pasting these in between each one. Like this. Putting the column attribute on each one of these. Got a dog in the office. I've said this before. The dog loves my wife. Doesn't like me. It's really funny, right? She's petting the dog, and I go over, hey, can I give you a little pet? And the dog's like, "Arr, arr." Does not like me.
Aww.
And then every once in a while, my wife, to get us to like each other better, she locks us in a room together. It's like, and then I come out with torn clothes, just like the dog. It's a puppy, but it just is very, very aggressive to me. Not all of this is maybe exactly 100% true. Okay, so we've got this in here. Now we should be able to open and load these up using this architecture we had before, which has been really, really sweet. Right? That's all so we just created this class. We want to now load up the magic items. So here in all magic items, I think I can do something like this. I can go to Google Sheets .get, pass in the type as the magic item. And that is it, right? So these are my my magic items, and that's it. It'll load them all up from there. Let's turn this into a widen scope, promote to field. I think I actually, though, I want to change this to a, let's make it kind of a demand property kind of thing here. Let's create a method called load items, like that. And it just occurred to me, I want to make this static, and I want to make this static, like that. I want to get rid of the constructor. So I'm going to make that static. Now everything I created here is going to be static. Goal of my stream was to call an Azure function from a Blazor WebAssembly using an Azure 80 token to be secure.
Wow.
So everybody else is saving the world. I don't know if you know this or not, Rory, but what are we
Yeah.
doing on this show?
We're doing some kick-ass Dungeons and Dragons effects.
All right, that's the. I'm glad you said that because I was like,
That would be my answer.
All right, so now we got to load items in here. I'm going to make it public in case I want to do a call reload on this later. So there's the class. I want to do encapsulate this field right here. Like that. We've got that. And there's my all magic items. I think that's about all I need to do. Anything else down here? There's a call to get. I should probably do a get on that. Hold on. So there's two different things. The magic item, this is going to be this is going to represent the data that's in the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
But when we create an instance of magic and give it to another player, we need something else.
We do.
So we need to give
We
it
need a wrapper of sorts.
Yeah, we need kind of a name, Now also notice though, look at this. We're basically saying this is our name and there's our parameters, but that's not really what's happening in, I don't want the name to actually include the parameters because I want to be able to search on it. I'm changing these to lowercase to match the other case of the other headers, which means I got to do the same thing in my magic item over here. And I want to change this. I'm going to specify this is going to be bound to the name, and I'm going to be like this. This is going to be the signature, is what I'm going to call this. This is the signature. Then I'm going to have a read-only property of type string, and it's going to be called name, like that. And it's going to say, hey, if a name equals null, I want this to be a lowercase name, which is going to be a variable type string right here, like that. So if name is null, then I'm going to say name is equal to, I'm going to say get name and parameters. Come on. Parameters from signature. And we're going to say out name, comma, out parameters. Okay. Do I want my parameters to be a list? Let's do it this way. It'll be a parameter string. So I'm going to come up here, create a parameter string. Or I can just do a read-only string property like this. And call it looks like I'm not sure exactly what I did here on this. I'm not sure if I want to report a bug or not. I think I'm not going to do it because I think I was moving the caret around. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to say return name right here, like that. And I think I want parameter string to be the same thing right here. going to be if parameter string is null, then we're going to return parameter string. Then we're going to declare this right there. And now we're going to go get, where's my signature? Here it is, signature. So we're going to grab signature and we're going to do an index of. We might be able to get away with parameter string is equal to signature dot everything after, which is an extension method we created. Maybe even, I think we've got an everything between.
Yeah.
And I've got a narrow version of it, and I've got a wide version and a narrow version of it. The narrow version finds the last paren and the first closing paren, like that. So for this, everything should be okay. So that's my parameter string, and I think that's going to work even if there's nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
If we go in and
so this is nice. It allows you to define things essentially the way you have already, which is that the proper signature is written into the sheet. So you've got the name of the method, the params following it in parens, but to extract it all out automatically so that you can talk of it in terms of a name and parameters. Not have to do that each time yourself.
Yeah. So what happens if I do this though? Everything before, I think if I have nothing in there, it's going to return an empty string. Yeah, it's only if it exists. So what I need to do here is I need to say, hey, if signature dot contains this, then name is equal to that. Otherwise, name is equal to signature. Like that. You good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's going to get our name and parameter. Parameter string is there. Then I think I want a read-only property that is a list of strings, and I think I want it calculated. And we're going to call this parameters.
For those not sure exactly what Mark is typing and how he's achieving these effects, we are also dog-fooding CodeRush as we go. So this is the use of CodeRush's templates to expand useful text. Useful text on the basis of very few keystrokes.
Dev Express! CodeRush!
All right. Cool.
There we
that's
go.
exactly what we're doing. Okay, so I want to get the parameter list here, and now I want to say we've got parameter string. That's a create on demand property, and so this is going to kind of have this chain effect of creating things on demand. And so we're going to say here, I do want to have, I think, a backing store for this. So I'll just come in and say variable list of string. That's an example right there. And then I'm going to say that's going to be my parameters with a lowercase. Then I'll say if that's null, then we're going to say new instance, like that. It's going to create a new instance of the parameters, and I'm going to say come into parameter string, and we want to do a split on that. Just checking to make sure we're not getting null back. We're not. So we're going to do a split on the comma. And let's declare local for that. Called parts. And then we're going to go through each part. And we're going to say parameters.add part.trim. And I think I could also say, let's see if we can do this. I'm trying to get myself in practice using the using link to do this. So we want to say that's equal to parts.select, right? Or no, it's not. It's just
Select
X.
is the equivalent of qualifying. So do I want this one or not based on this reason?
But can I also say, I thought I want to trim each one is what I want to do. Is that not
I
select?
think that's a map.
I've never used map before.
Is it map? Sorry, conceptually it's a map.
I thought
You may be correct with select, actually. Sorry.
I don't know if I am.
Yes,
or not.
you get to reshape. Yes, sorry. If you lambda
Oops.
x to x.trim, I think you were right the first time. I get confused switching between various frameworks, but I think that is correct.
Whoops. Like that. Dot. Is that going to work? Whoops. 2.
Extra dot, but other than that, you need to lambda, so x. Yeah, and do we put. That's the short form. Yeah, that should work.
That took a long time for me to type that in. It was weird, like as if other keys that I was hitting were being pressed. Justin's asking, do we get a brand new car?
It's a brand new car!
Not today's show. Sorry, Justin.
No,
You keep watching.
Not this
now.
time.
Yeah, Justin was helping out. Look at that right there. Parts
Yeah.
select. Look at it. Justin typed it out in the chat room without IntelliSense faster than I did. Let me try it on the next line here. I just wanted to come down here and I want to say parts dot select. Yeah, look at this. My fingers are not hitting the right keys. X equals. That should expand. There we go. Better. Trim. Dot. I actually want the dot out here. To list. Semicolon. And then declare local. That's what I want. Something like that. Okay. All right, so there's my parameters is equal to part select to list. So I don't actually need this here. And then I want to return parameters. Okay, so now I've got my magical item with parameters. It's got its, this is how we do our data conversion too. So it's all kind of on demand created. This just does the mapping right here. Tells me that signatures, we're actually going to use this name column instead. That's super cool. Now with this in the spreadsheet, also, wait, one other thing I didn't show you, I didn't emphasize, is at the top, we specify the sheet name and the tab name. That's what's going on there. So that's how we go out and get to it. And because it's linked to my account, it goes and finds these. It knows that the sheet name already has this ID. That's hard-coded in the code, that bit right there. So it knows where to get it. And that's it. So with that, our all magic items, this one right here, when we reference our magic items, it's going to be what we need. Now let's actually expand the property out. Backing field, sorry. Expand getter, that's what I want. I'm going to say load items. And then I think that's all I have to do. Okay, so there's my magic items from all magic items. Let's now move that to its own file. Let's verify that this is working. Let's go look at a reference to all spells, see where we're grabbing that in the code. Some code changes, really only in that, oh wait, here we go. So I was going the wrong way. Reload spells. All right, initialize player data. Let's set a breakpoint here. See what we get back. All right, so that's what we're looking for. Let's run it. Hey, when you leave, can you make sure the dog gets out? Thanks. All right, initialize player data. All right, here we go. We're expecting to get one entry in there. One entry. And name is reduce speed 1 turn. Parameter string is amount. Reduces recipient speed by the specified amount for 1 turn. There's the name. On owner starts turn, we change the speed by the specified amount. On received, we change the speed by the negative of that amount. Okay?
That's pretty much what we wanted.
That's exactly what we wanted. All right, next step. I want to look at the spell and what we were doing with that. Ray of Frost. We had a call called Give Magic, reduce speed 1 turn 10. So we need a Give Magic function. Let's build that. So that's in our expressions, in our functions folder right here, expressions functions. We need a something new, kind of like that looks like this. I'm going to select that whole thing, duplicate that. Reduces. No, gives the specified magic. I need a target. Gives the specified magic to the specified target with the specified parameters. So parameter 1 is the name of the magic item. Required. What's wrong with this tooltip here? Duplicate attribute. It's on a different class. Oh, I haven't changed the class name yet. So we're going to say give magic. And so there's the name right there, give magic, which is what we're doing here.
Yep.
We have to fill out more parameters. Evaluate. We are going to... That's kind of interesting. That's not necessarily what I want.
Two of them.
What'd you say?
It linked the two of them, so it was an
Yeah.
add languages class, but also there was a call to an add languages method.
Yep. No, I'm not too worried about it. I was just thinking, oh, maybe I'll do what CodeRush has written for me. Okay, so param1 is that. Param2, also a string, I think, and this is my target.
Mm-hmm.
The creature to receive this item. And then we have parameter 3. Which I think is going to be a type of object. I think it can basically be anything. And it's going to be param1, right? The first parameter to the... Or maybe we'll call it data 1. The first data parameter for the magic item. Not required. That's optional. Let's duplicate that. Go to 4, 4. There's going to be data 2. Parameter 2. This one's optional as well. I don't know. I'm having someone ask me for money.
What I do.
That never happens.
Can you take that to Mom? Give that to her. Okay, and then I'm just going to duplicate this all the way down here. 5 is data parameter 3. Look at CodeRush, take care of me there. So I can throw out more data if I want to. So I've got up to 10 parameters here. So expecting arguments between at least 2 and 10. Okay, so that takes care of give magic. Give magic isn't doing anything yet, but magic item name is going to be the first parameter. Target name is going to be the second parameter, like that. And then the rest of that, we're going to just have to figure it out. It's going to go like We'll have to write more code that's going to say, hey, if args.count is greater than 2, then we're going to do something like this. And we're going to say, maybe this. We're going to create an object. It's going to be, call it data1. And I'm going to say that's equal to expressions dot get. I think we can just do get. That returns an object. And we're going to pass in args of 2. So it's just going to evaluate that argument. And we're going to pass in the other data that we want to, just in case. The target and the spell. Now, notice target is already actually passed in. I'm almost thinking maybe we don't need to do this. We need to specify and select this elsewhere. So let's, and I haven't done targeting yet, so I'm going to have to solve targeting before we go do this. This simple act of implementing this rule is going to have, we're going to have to implement targeting when spell casting, passing from one player to another this magical item, and then all the events that support the magical item to make it work. I actually think this is maybe a 2-day job, is what I think this is.
Possible, yep.
I think I'm going to delete that, change that to a 2, change that to a 3, and instead of changing the rest of these, I'm just going to come in here and use CodeRush to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. Give me
nicer.
Like that, okay? And now, and then now we're going to say between 2 and 9 parameters, okay? So, okay, so it's not target name anymore. That's gone. We're going to assume targeting is working from the parameter passed in. And I need to research that. I don't remember what we've done with that so far. I don't think we've done enough. So we'll have to figure that out. So if it's greater than 1, then we're going to grab args1, and that's going to be data1 right there. And what I want to do actually is take this and do this. I'm going to use CodeRush again. Watch this. Come in here, do data2. Whoops, let me change this to equals null. So we initialize to null. Same thing here. Hitting the letter E, but I want the letter N. There we go. And then we're going to use CodeRush to get the rest of these. Like that, all the way to what? Data A. Okay? Yep. Then I'm going to come down here, and I think I'm just going to remove the block delimiter. So I'm going to take this, duplicate that. That's going to go to a 2, like that. This is going to go to target. It's duplicated again, and then keep going all the way to 8.
That's nice.
Okay?
Yep. The only thing there is that you're setting data1 in each and every case.
Missed it. All right, no worries. One more time. Duplicate, 3, 3, 3.
There we go.
And then get all the way down to 8. Nice. Okay, so that's good. Next, we're going to say player.giveMagic. Magic item. The target we're going to assume is already specified. And then we're going to say data1, data2, data3.
We should be able to duplicate selection for that as well, shouldn't we?
Oh, you're right. Duh. Select that, duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Look at you, Rory. Look who wasn't thinking. And now we've got give magic. The magic item is the magic item name. That's what I want right there. So there's magic item name. Let's create that. Declare that method. We're in character, so character can give magic. So it specifies the target. So what we need to do now is we want to say something like this. New magic. New magic. I don't want to be a magic item. I think I want it to be magic. I'll get the events from the, because the events aren't going to change. It's just the parameters and the data coming in. So I'm going to say new magic, and I'm going to pass in magic item name. And I'm going to pass in data1. And just like Rory said, I can select this, duplicate, change it to 2, duplicate, and keep going. There it is, right there. So I've created the new magic item. There's my new magic item. Then I want to say target dot add magic, I think, is what I want to do. And that's going to add the new magic item.
Yeah. Does the new magic item need to have internal knowledge of who its creator/target is? Should it be able to reach out of itself
Yes,
or be told?
it must actually have that. You're right. Add magic. The owner needs to come in here. So I think I'm going to say this right here.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right, because we need to know the owner. And so this is magic received. But I think
So if you add magic to target, then the target will know about the magic. Now the magic already knows about the owner. Feels like there's a combination there that should be.
Here's what I want to. Here's what I'm thinking. Add owned magic here. I want to add it in, I think, 2 places. For example,
Right. Yes.
if I'm here, I might want to. Where's my magic? Right here. On owner starts turn. Well, if I own it, I can go through all my owned magic and check to see if it's got any event, and if it does, call it. Okay. I also think that we need an event in here. Magic dot on dispelled plus equals magic dispelled. Like that. And then magic dispelled is going to look something like this. Magic dispelled, it's going to take in probably we'll do the sender of type object. I thought there was what SO I thought was a template that did sender of type object. It doesn't. Okay, well I'll just do that. It's not OS, is it? Oh, look at that. It's OS. Okay. And then EA. Event args, EA, but I think these are going to be a magic event args. I think we're going to create some special event args here. And when this happens, what I want to do is I want to, when it's dispelled, I want to say remove owned magic, like that, and passing in EA.magic. I'm totally doing the client code first here, right? And and then so target add own. Wait, what is it? Target magic on dispelled is here. I'm thinking about putting it in add owned magic. Is where I'm thinking about doing it. Let's declare that. So we're going to do this there, and similarly, the target add magic, which we are going to actually declare right in here as well. We should. Oh, no, wait. Hold on. This target is not going to work for us. We need to go from the list of player IDs to find the players and add them inside of there. That's what we need to do. So we need to go into target and
Yeah, it's interesting because target is a very generic concept. It is not necessarily an entity that can be targeted. It could be a range or an area.
Right. But for this, for magic,
the purposes of this kind of magic, you want to be able to receive.
Yeah. And so we might be able to add later map positions to be able to receive magic, so I can cast some magical spell on a location. But for now, I'm just going to have it work for players. So we've got the player IDs, get player from ID. Let's declare new local for that. And we'll say if not null, then we're going to say player.addMagic is what we're going to call here. Good. So that adds a magic. And later we could just call board position dot add magic. Okay?
Yes.
So add-on magic is up there. We haven't declared magic yet. Let's declare it.
So we've got the facility to look at one's owned magic, to find any instance of magic that one owns, and then determine the target of that magic. So you can go from owner to magic to target. Is there a necessity to be able to go the other direction? To start with that, he or she who is the target, go through the magic and find out who owned it?
Yeah, the target. So the target gets called add magic. Are we not passing?
I don't think we're passing the owner into the magic is all.
We're passing the owner here, but we're not. Oh, this is the caster, but it's not the owner. So I think in the add magic call, I think this is where we can fix this. Let's go do this. Let's go in and declare this method. And we want to do the same thing here when this magic is dispelled.
Maybe I got that backwards then.
We'll fix it. Your concern is totally valid. So we're going to say this is owned magic dispelled. And then we want to call this one given magic dispelled is what I want to do here. Because we have two different lists. We have owned magic and given magic. And then I want to say remove given magic. Like that. Okay?
Yes.
Working our way through it here. Magic event args, we can declare that pretty quickly. Let's come in here. CEA should give us an event args descendant. We want a property of type magic. I'll just come in here and type in v/ like that. We'll call it the magic. And then I'm going to hit the code rush key and choose declare property with the initializer. And there's our event args. We want to have an event on the magic, I think. Yeah, we need an event here. So we'll type in, let's create a delegate first. Hold on, let's go find our events right here. Let's move this to its own file. And where is that located? That's in D&D Core Players. Players here. Magic event args. Let's move this up to our event args. There it's put there. Let's go to our delegates. Create a new delegate up here. Just the letter D will give me what I want. It's going to be my magic event handler. Like that. And it's going to take magic event args. Okay, there's my event. That's all I need to do. Save that. Get out of there. There's my magic event args. Good. So now we need an event, which is going to be our magic event handler. And this is going to be, I think, what do we call it? On dispel?
Yes, I think so.
So if tab to next reference does not get me there, let's go back to character.
There was two different types of given magic dispel and owned magic dispelled.
Those are the handlers.
Right, yes.
Okay. So now I've got, because we want when a magic is dispelled, we want both the owner and the recipients to be notified so they can remove it from their respective lists. So add magic is here, but we don't actually have a list of magic items yet. So we're going to come in here, we're going to create two lists. New list of, this is going to be my owned magic. I own magic. That's what we've casted, or maybe casted magic. Given magic. I'm not sure. And we're having a second one.
We're using
called,
given in other places.
All right, so then let's call this received magic. Wait, these kind of have the same meaning. I'm going to call this owned. And let's change where we've said given elsewhere. Remove received. Oh man, the owned and given has two contextual meanings that are similar here.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that give and receive are opposing verbs.
Okay, I'm going to have to switch these two around here. Wait, given magic dispelled, remove given magic. Okay, so this is going to be received.
The owned there has to be changed to received, yeah.
I think this is a good suggestion, Rory. Thank you for this. Let's make sure we're hooking these in the right spots. Add owned magic. Yep, we got to switch these around.
So received is the correct word on the inside there, so it's add received magic.
Oh, you want to change the name of this?
Well, internally, elsewhere, you have switched now to using both given and received rather than owned.
This should be given right here. If we're calling it down here, is what?
Okay, but in that case, you have to change the internal as well.
Yeah. So this is given add given magic. That's going to be here. Come on, add given magic, and this needs to become given magic dispelled. You got to do that.
Yep.
We need to add to the list.
Now you've got another method there, add magic, which is currently doing given magic, and I think it's add received magic that it was intended to be, which will then on dispel received magic.
Let's see. On dispel, we want to say we add magic. Add magic is the target's now owning this, so this is the given magic dispelled. This one's correct to me. This is what it's.
But
Wait.
it's doing exactly
you're
the
right.
same as the one above.
Yeah, the problem with given is it has still that two context, right? Have I given it to someone else, or has it been given to me? That's why
I
my brain
see.
is not quite doing this. So
I just view it as the opposite of received, so
Yeah.
you give or receive.
yeah.
But you're right, you can view it that way.
I think I'm switching it back to owned. Is what I think I own it because I gave it to casted magic. Maybe we'll say it casted magic. Then we're totally out of the problem here.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to do that.
Because
All right.
caster is definitely the instigator rather than the one upon whom it acts.
Okay, so now we're going to add. So that was a little bit of confusion. My apologies for that lack of clarity. Sometimes we don't have it when we're writing code. Fitzy does things Lizzie likes owned. Code language rather than domain language. Yeah. I'm kind of with you. That's how I started. I'm switching to domain language, though. I think that's where we're going right now, Fitzy. Not to say that your idea isn't equally good. I think it is. But I want to just, since we started here, I want to try it, and we may switch back to owned later. So this is our casted magic. This is our received magic. When add magic, let's call this receive magic. Okay? So we're going to now add it to our list, and when it's dispelled, we're going to then call received magic dispelled. So now we're here. This line of code feels right to me.
Yes.
Okay.
The received is pretty unambiguous.
Okay. We call this casted magic. Now I'm feeling less ambiguous here. And we want to do the same thing here. We want to say casted magic dot add magic, like that. And down here we want to rename this to casted magic dispel, and then we're going to call this casted magic like this, and then we're going to declare both of these like that. And declare this one as well. And so here in the casted magic, we should be able to come in and say casted magic dot remove and pass in magic. We also want to kill the I think we want to. Is it fair to do this or not? I don't know. Minus equals on it. I don't think it's needed necessarily unless there's a second reference hanging out somewhere. Magic dot on dispel is equal to that. That's kind of what I'm thinking of here. And this the same thing here, but this is going to be received magic dispelled. I don't think it hurts, and this is going to be received magic.
Yeah.
All right.
I like it. We're getting a lot more consistency going on. It's good.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think it's definitely unambiguous. Yeah, I was having a definite problem with the ambiguity between given.
English language has so many ways of saying things.
Yeah, yeah. Fitzy's suggestion is still like it's in my head. The code language rather than domain language, right? Sometimes intentionally choosing those kinds of things. I think it is a good suggestion. Okay, so we've got the new magic. We've created that. We need to go and create properties for each one of these guys. So I'll just use code ref to do that. Declare property with initializer. Do I have a control Y? Wouldn't that be awesome to repeat less refactoring? Oh, wait. You know what? That's okay because look at this. I added that right there. All right, let's try control Y. Does it work still? All right. Escape. Control Y. Like that. Escape. Control Y. Not as fast as I want it to be. You know what I can do though?
Probably a selection duplicate once you have the first one or two.
Like that. Do the same
And the
thing
same down.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Good.
Intelligent duplication of code is useful.
Now, there's one other thing here. So there's another piece here. The magic item name. We need a read-only property that returns the magic item. And that's going to be of type magic item. Like that. And this is going to, I think I want to have a backing store for this. So we'll create a variable of this type, call it magic item, like that. And then I'm going to come down here and say, hey, if that's null, then we're going to say magic item is equal to, we're going to go to all magic items. We just did this. We're going to ask now for get. We're going to make a call to get. And we're going to pass in the magic item name. Like that. And then we're going to return magic item. Okay, go to get.
Yep.
Let's go crank that out. Boom, very quickly. Now we've got all the magic items. And it's create on demand, so this is cool. So we're going to say magic items FOD, first or default. And I want to say name equals magic item name. Like that. And I want to return that. Whoops, hold on. Okay, there was a really quick bug that I think was related to how quickly I was typing code. What did I do? I did a
cut that.
I did a cut R space real fast. I cannot duplicate it. All right. I'm not gonna. I think I'm not gonna report it. I'll try one more time. Cut that. R space. No. Put semicolon. Wait. Put the semicolon here first. I'll get over there. R space. Nope. Yeah, I can't duplicate it. All right. Be on the lookout for that. See if we can see if that happens again. I've never seen it before. But okay, there's my get. Cool. We're passing data. Well, one other thing we have to do though, we have to go, we need a mapping in the magic item. We need to actually assign the data to the magic item. And I almost think we could get rid of these.
Okay.
I'm going to change this up a bit. And I'm going to do this here. Oh no, I can't do it. I can't do it here. I cannot do it here. I need to keep this data separate from the item because I might have multiples instantiated at once. The logic for the item's got to use different data each time. So when it's time to do that data, I've got to go somehow put that data in the right spot. We're going to need some kind of method here called set variables, set magic variables. And we're going to need to call this before we trigger any magic events. Okay? That's what we're going to have to do. So nothing's happening now. Let's build right now. Just make sure we're good.
There's an interesting question I have though. Within the magic class that we have there, we have a character, but it's not particularly clear as to whether the character is the intended target or owner.
Oh, thanks. That's the owner. Or the caster.
Yeah.
That's the caster. The target is not known. Let's change this to the caster. And let's create maybe another parameter. Like that. So give magic is when we create a new magic item.
We've got a target coming in at the top.
Yeah, I don't want to do
So,
this
yeah.
actually. I don't want to do this. I'm going to hit undo on this. I want to come back out of here and get rid of the target here. Oh no, sorry, not there. In here. Oh, it looks like I already did it. Yeah, here's where I wanted to be. Yeah, looks like we took that out. Okay, good. Yeah, the target's got to be set elsewhere. Let's go back and look at the where that's going to be set. Receive magic is here. And so now what I want to do is I want to say magic dot target equals this. Okay, you with me?
Yeah.
And let's declare that as an auto-implemented property. So now we have the caster and we have the target.
So you create it first with no knowledge of target, then you give it to target, and the target self-assigns itself.
Oh shoot. We can't do this. We have to, or wait, can we? No, we cannot. We can add it as a target. Let's do that.
So we have a list of targets.
Yes.
We're going to give magic to multiple targets.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to do this. And I'm going to just, well, wait. We'll do this. And then we'll create a method called add target. Like that. Bring in a character. I think I've defined C as character. Oh, no, I haven't. CH by chance? I have not. I use character a lot. Let's come in here and say use type in templates. I got a CH? I don't. So CH is now going to be character. So that means if I'm here and I type in VCH, it'll give me a new character declaration right there. If I want to create a new list of characters, I can type in new list of CH like that. Right? So very cool and fast now. So I'm going to say add target. This is going to be target. And then I'm going to say targets.add target. And make that public.
There we go.
Some serious music there.
There it is.
Okay, we are
Interesting,
now...
it actually declares its genre as techno. I'm not sure I buy that.
Yeah, this is adventure. I think we've got an extra music player.
We might. And
Oh,
one
yeah.
of them is very quiet, if that's the case.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's go refresh our... let's refresh our drone game.
Actually, having broken away from the code, I'm noticing that it is that time again.
All right, buddy.
Celebration time.
We'll see you. Time for ready to go.
All right, Mark. I will see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye, Rory.
Same time.
Everybody's
Catch you
saying, come save the day again soon. Yeah, see you tomorrow, buddy. Looking forward to it. Thanks for your help. Super appreciate it. What is going on with the music? I've refreshed the Dragon Brad back overlay. Let me try turning it off. Oh, interesting. Oh, wait, that was coming. Wait, that happened when I had turned off the Dragon back overlay, not the drone game. That was weird. The Dragon back overlay was maybe playing the music. That's what was happening? Okay, let's start this up. Let's go to get the Code Rush music going. I'm going to switch to genre over to action. Initialize player data. I just want to get that back overlay text removed. Okay, good. So that's been removed. Okay, so now we need to be able to give magic, and I think we should try stepping through some code here just to make sure that this is kind of working. So I'm going to put a breakpoint on give magic. That's called from here. I guess I'll put a breakpoint here on this function as well, give magic. So that's the code. Let's go over to, what was it? Ray of Frost, I think. On cast, give magic, reduce speed 1 turn by 10. So let's fire the event. Ray of Frost. Hey, there's our breakpoint. Give magic. Cool. Let's see what we get here. What's the target? We got a null on the target, so we got a problem already for the target. But we'll step through it. The magic item name. Uh-oh. Reduce speed 1 turn is unknown in expression. That's kind of actually fair. I don't think I want to do a get stir on it. I think what I want to do instead is do this. Let's set a breakpoint here. Let's get out of the code if we can. Just pop out of this. Looks like it, did it get me out? Yeah, it got me out. Okay, cool. I'm going to change this. I want to change this to just use the args. I was thinking it might be something we grab, but no. So let's do this line of code again. Magic item name, get all of these. We got one piece of data coming in here, and there it is right there. It's 10. So that's the speed we're going to reduce it by for data 1. Give magic, we're going to work our way down over here. All right, give magic. This creates the new instance of the magic. What's happening? I'm hitting F11. I want to be hitting F10 instead. Let's get out of here. F10. We got target is null. We can't even do this line of code here. So we say if not null, then we're going to go into this. And then we're going to call add casted magic down here. Oh, interesting. I didn't move. All right, we're going to keep going. This target is not a player. This is a monster. And I don't think the game is tracking monsters yet. We may have some more work to do before we can get close to getting this right. Let's go look at the game. I do have an all creatures list here, but it appears to not be ever used. A creature's not the same as a character. I do have a monster list. Maybe we can make this work. I also think that magic is not so much a character thing, but I think it's a creature thing. I want to take, I think, all of this. Here, let's kill it, because we're going to be doing some refactoring here, and I want to move it up to creature. Not used, huh? Let's go up to creature. Put that all back up there. Let's build again, make sure that works. What do we got? I'm going to do that instead. What other errors do we have? Okay. Building, and what are we getting this time? Build succeeded. Okay, good. So that move worked out for us. Back to the D&D game. We call an add monster from anywhere other than test methods. We're not. All right, I think we got to take a, we've got to do this. We got to go to our notes in terms of what we're going to build and do. We've kind of started to do this right here. Kind of do this to indicate this kind of, now we really haven't done it. Expiration, we've definitely done this. As a caster, as one or more target recipients. We're not really triggering events yet. We're just kind of bringing them in as data. We're not triggering them, giving them to another creature. We've kind of got that. We need to now implement monsters in the game. So we're going to have to sidetrack onto this.
Genesco 7, where are you? We need your help! Oh, yeah, alright.
Here, too, I am.
Genesco 7, where are you? Genesco 7, welcome. Raycast Fret. Genesco 7 always comes in and just explains what the heck we're doing. Adventures in .net says, thanks again, Mark, for being on my podcast. You're welcome. Have you seen Deep Waters? Let's take a look at Deep Water. I'm going to play Deep Waters fanfare for you. We haven't seen that. Here it comes. Oh, oh no. Oh. Well, he's in New Orleans, so that's fitting. That's where Deepwater is. Okay, cool. That's Deepwater's fanfare right there. That's what Deepwater gets when Deepwater comes in and says something on the show. Hey, I'm hearing good things about the podcast. People are liking it, so check it out. Speaking of which, let me see if I can get you guys a link. Let me copy that link. Let's go to let's throw it up here. That's a link right there. I'll put that out in the chat room. Totally went to deep waters. That's right. Holding your breath that long is impressive. I might have snuck a little bit of air, but yeah. Kimberly Tripp was talking to me about underwater diving, free diving course she took, where they start and they say, try to hold your breath for as long as you can. And you could do it for, I don't know, maybe like 20, 40 seconds, somewhere in that range. And by the end of the course, they teach you how to hold your breath for like 2.5 minutes to 3. So she was talking to me about that and what tricks and things they do to do that. Pretty interesting. Okay, check out that podcast. If you like, you want to learn about the science behind good design, I think we hit a number of good points on that. Okay, so we need to divert course right now. We need a way to load and bring in monsters into the game. Okay, that's what we need to do. So let's build that right now. It's something we've been talking about doing. Where is, there was my Google Sheets right here. Somewhere in here, I think, do I have monsters in here? There they are. These are the list of all monsters we know. And I'm already loading these up. So all this data from the game is being loaded, but it doesn't reflect an in-game instance of a monster. So I think I want to create a new sheet here. And I'm going to rename this. And what's my shortcut for zooming in on this? I think I just closed it. Did I do that? Let's open that back up again. Hold on a second. About that, guys. We just added a new sheet over here. Is it? Let me go bring up zoom in here. What's my shortcut for live zoom? Control F2. Huh. Thought I did that. Guess I did not. Oops, that's Control F1, Control F2. No, come on. Control F2. There it is right there. So we're going to rename that. Try again. Rename. And we're going to rename that sheet name. It's right there next to me. We're going to call this in-game monsters. Creatures. Okay. That's what we're going to do. And here we're going to be like a kind. This is going to be the name. And I guess we could also maybe throw in hit points, I suppose. Is pudding out monsters? Monster is a pudding. Pudding is a monster. Hold on. Black pudding. One of the options. I think there may be a couple others it looks like maybe. Nope, it's all just black pudding. So black pudding is one of the options. So, I'm going to call this in-game creature Alice. The kind, we're going to say it's black pudding. Oh, you know what? Why not just call it Ted Pudding? Pudding, you're going to be one of the creatures in the game here. If I can spell. There it is right there. So the name is Tub Pudding. The kind is black pudding. And the hit points we'll say is 21. Like that. Do those haunt you while you sleep or in dark places? Do those that haunt you while you sleep or in dark places count? If so, then most likely. Yeah. All right. Let me fold that. Let's change the color. And so now we've got our new in-game creatures. Okay? This allows the Dungeon Master to create a list of all the characters by name who are in the game. Then we can use this to then find targets. Okay? So Pudding is now a creature in the game. Now let's go take care of what we need to make this all work. So, go back to all items. We're going to create a new class here. Does it add CR code rush to it as well? I'm not sure what you're asking. This is a pudding slime. I'm not sure what you mean, Pudding. So let's see. We want to create a new class. This is going to be called All In-Game Creatures. With this, I'm going to create a new class called an in-game creature. It's going to have a name property. That's going to have the column attribute. Right? It's going to have a kind. And it's going to have hit points, which is going to be an int. Like that, which is also going to be column. That's my in-game creature. It's going to come from the sheet name, which is going to have. It's going to come from the D&D sheet, like that, and it's going to have a tab name, which is in-game creatures. Okay, and then down here we're going to call it our Google Sheets. .get, and let's declare a local for that, and let's promote to field. I want to do load on demand though here, in-game creatures. Do I have a split initialization from declaration? Looks like I don't. Okay. Mr. Smoothie says, pudding slime makes me think of Jell-O Play Dessert Kit, strawberry unicorn slime, which is edible. Okay. So we've got our class, in-game creatures here. This is going to be the get. This is going to all in-game creatures. I'm going to rename this to creatures. And it's got its load on demand ability there. I'm going to create a new method called invalidate. And we're just going to set this to null. Like that. So there's my all in-game creatures. In-game creature, move that type to file. And then we need to support our targeting. I think I also want a want something like this. And let's come in here, create that, and then we'll come down here and say, hey, if it's null, excuse me. We all know pudding is a superior dessert. You know, my wife would totally, yeah, Smoothie, don't mention Jell-O here. My wife would totally agree with that statement, pudding. Yeah, don't compare me to Jell-O. I'm awesome and better in every aspect. Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't think you really argue with that. Pudding is pretty dang good. I can't eat pudding because I'm on ketogenic diet, but yeah, it's good. Okay, so creature's null. Then so we can find this. All monsters dot get kind. See if we can find it here. If not null, then creature is equal to monster. And then I'm going to say return this. Don't want to be eaten. There's also he is the gelatin. Okay, I think that's going to give me the creature back that this is associated with. Now we got to load this up. And we need to use this when we want to select a target. So somewhere out here I've got a select target that I think I started using, or I built but I never used it. Select target. On request selected target. What's happening here? Nothing. Okay. So what I want to do is call select target from the code. All right, that's what I want to do. Then we're going to have to like create some UI to list the targets and pick it. But let's see what's happening and if we can make that work. Okay, so got a breakpoint. I need to add the code. Let's start it up. Let's add the code. That code's going to go in the spell sheet. And we're looking at right now Ray of Frost here. On cast. Excuse me, got a stuffy nose today. All right, select target right there. And now let's initialize the player data. Let's set our breakpoint. I guess we're going to set a breakpoint here. And set a breakpoint here. Oh, we're not referencing it. Okay, so we're going to have to reference it from our event handler, which we already have a breakpoint for. So let's cast Ray of Frost. Right there. Roll the attack. So now it's going to ask the question. I think I can just run from here because target right now is null. All right, and then here's where we're asking the question. I think what I want to do is I want to say, all in-game creatures. Shoot, I don't have a get. I think what I want to do is this. EA.target, which is what is the type of this? So type target. I think I want to, thanks guys. I think I want to make this a list of creatures. Is target sent anywhere through Signal R? I'm wondering. Casted spell DTO. I don't know if I'm sending the casted spell down. I might be. In which case, I think I'm going to say Jason ignore on this. Do I have a template, JI? Yeah, there it is. Okay, there's my creatures right there. Let's do a Code Rush feature request. All right, guys, I have a Code Rush feature request for you right now. I'm here, and I want to create. I want to turn this into a lazy load version of the property that creates an instance of this with backing store. So I want to go from this to. Not sure why that didn't format itself. Could be because I'm in edit and continue, maybe. I don't know. I want to go from what I started with to. I don't need the setter. Expand this to if it's null, then new instance. That. That's kind of what I want to go to. If you really want to keep the setter there, if you want to argue that the setter was there and needed, fine, by all means, you can keep that. But I want a refactoring that gets me from that first place to here to create on demand with backing store. Get creatures. Oh, look at that. That is a syntax I'm not familiar with. Let's take a look at that here. But is that going to, that'll assign it? That's super cool if that'll assign it. Aluminium says, Jesus Christ, what's with all the Bitcoins? They're just spinning around for fun. Something we did. What is it? Is it like this? And then there's a delimiter here, I think. I got to go look this up. I don't know what that is. Coding Gorilla. I think I have what you wrote down. But it didn't. I was getting some error right in here. You must not have C#8 enabled. I do not have C#8 enabled. So that might be what is the problem. How do I do that? Can I do it from here? Do I have to download it? What do I have to do to get C#8? I have not looked at that. Okay, cool. At any rate, I want the refactoring to go to one of those two places, either this code right here or the code that Coding Gorilla suggested in the chat room with the using C#8, if C#8 is loaded. Do one of the two. So the refactoring name should probably be, it's maybe a code provider, but it's like make lazy load convert to lazy load. That's what I want that to be. Okay. All right, let me mark that issue so the devs can get the end of that issue and take a look at that. So that's the refactor I'm looking for there. How do I enable C#8 is, I guess, my question. Do we have a ASP for 459 was in there with the, you forgot the equals after it. Yeah, I think I deleted that. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I don't know if it's an option here. I guess I'll go look it up, see if I can find enabling C#8. .NET Core 3.0. Oh, I like that, Coding Gorilla. How's the delay on the stream for everybody else in the chat? Let's add that in the project file. Let's do that. All right, save everything. Let's go get that project file open. Okay, cool. So I just need to add that right there. Let's do the same thing for this one. Why don't I see my unload here?
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, what you got? Has to be in property group block. Did I close it down already? Right there. Feel good? All right, let's see what we got with that. So it's D&D Core. Can I only unload? I don't understand why I don't have another unload option here. Do I have to, that doesn't make sense that I can't unload more than one. Oh, it's because I'm in edit and continue. Let's stop. Set my unload here. Well, I don't need this. I just need the language version latest. Okay. We've got those two there. Let's see how those work. Let's reload the project. Reload project. Let's go back to where we were. This doesn't look good. Interesting. We'll report this, see what's showing up in the logs. I just got this. I was using Visual Studio's Control Dash to navigate forwards and backwards. I had edited the projects, unloaded them, edited them, and we got this right here, which is kind of interesting. Look at the UI on this whole thing, right? This is interesting. There's nothing, there's no file name associated with this. Let me just copy this. Grab this too. Yeah, it's trying to open up the core project I had right here. Oh wow, I can only copy these one at a time. They're text boxes here. Frame good. Can't copy that. Can't copy that. Can't copy that. All right, I'll take a picture of it. Start up an image editor and paste it in there. No paste from clipboard. So I have to open up a blank document just so I can now get to a position of pasting. This product, Corel Paint Shop Pro, seems to get worse every release. Although I'm really competent in it. I guess I'll just keep that like that. That'll be the image that'll attach the email. So I keep getting it. Every time I get a new computer, I get the upgrade the latest version. If anybody by chance knows anyone who works on that team, I will happy to hang out with you in my spare time and tell you how to fix the app so it's much better. Small changes you can make to make it much faster and easier to use. Okay, so let's see. Where am I going now with this? I want to close up the issue. And to do that, I need to send some text. Where are you there? Send some text out. And this is probably a VS error, but check the logs is what I want to tell the devs. Anyway, and let's send that out into the chat room. Mr. Smoofy says, yes, please let Mark help you with PSP to make it better. It does seem to get worse with every release, so Mr. Smoofy knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, just a little bit worse. They seem to add things. I think they're trying to, hit a wider audience. But they are, but there's problems, things that stop me from going really, really fast in it. And things like startup time problematic and seems to get worse from version to version, inability to map key bindings to certain features. Also, things like even tab order. Like, I'll give you a demo of this here. Oh, we're over in this space. Let's bring up my hue shift piece right here. So hue shift is up. Let me hit the escape key. Oh, that way works now. Cool. That used to not work. Let's hit the tab key and see what the tab order looks like in here. Tab, 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 tab. So yeah, look, we're up here. And then we jump down to here. And then we're here. Then we go where? Where are we? I don't know where we are. We're here, somewhere invisible. Did I use the keys at all? It looks like we're here. So we go here, here, then here, then here, here. That's not bad. It's not bad. Let's resize it. Tab, tab, up, down here, tab, up here. This bug has been in here for many, many versions. I suppose I could go report it too, but time, available time. Okay, so did I close up that issue? Yeah, it looks like I closed it. Coding Gorilla says, I haven't used PSP since like version 2 or 3, well before Corel bought it. Paint.net is the way to go. Yes, before Corel was better days. Yes, things like that drive me nuts. Paint.net, the way to go. Great suggestion. I played with it a little bit, but I find that it's not as fast at doing some of the things I want to do as working in a product I already know. Baby, you okay? You look a little sick. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll stop the show. Okay, hang on. You want to have a lunch date with me? I don't know. I'm dealing with this weird exception that just happened while I was tabbing around. I was trying to find my way back to where I was.
You need some help?
I do. What do you think I should do with this method right here?
That is messy.
Sorry.
And I think you should debug it.
I should debug it? All right. She says debug it. That's what she says. Karen is never wrong. By the way, Mr. Smoofy's out here, Karen. Karen's on the Dungeons and Dragons show. If you're not following us out there and you like Dungeons and Dragons, go give us a follow out at that at the Twitch. Yeah, even if you don't like it, you'll probably have fun. If you like comedy, if you like people being a little bit crazy.
Or if you like to feel superior to other people.
Oh, that's right. We'll give you a whole row of people to be to which you'll feel superior. Fitzy Does Things says, "Ha, that's more advice than my wife knows to give. Her eyes just glaze at the code." Yeah, she's like, "This is messy. You better clean it, refactor it." All right, let's close some of this stuff down. Do we really only have this many files open? Interesting. When we closed the project, we lost all the files from it. Okay. So I want to come on here. I think I want to go to my main window. View the code from that. There was a request event handler that we were on. It was request target, as I recall. Target. Select target. There it is. Oh, cool. All right, good. So what I want to do now is I want to say EA target dot. Do I have? I thought I added to target the ability to add creatures. We were going to actually let's see if the C#8 issues are now fixed. So we're going to say get. And we're going to say creatures. Is that going to work? Nice. Got C#8 enabled, guys. Thanks so much. Thanks to Coding Gorilla. I think I had a thank you in here somewhere. Don't I have a thank you button? I got that from Coding Gorilla. I got
Great suggestion.
I got that. I got
Awesome contribution.
do I have a
It's a brand new car.
do we really have that, Mr. Announcer Bot? Mr. Announcer Bot? Wait.
Don't ask.
All right, that's what we want. All right. You sure? Anything you want to? We want to give a car? Are we going to give a car to Coding Gorilla?
Never mind.
No? Okay. All right. Well, I don't think you're very helpful, Mr. Announcer Bot.
Wow. Just wow.
Hey, better watch your language, buddy. This is me just having fun. Yeah, you better watch your language.
Excuse your face, sir.
Better apologize for that, mister.
Sorry-ish.
All right, guys, let's get back to work. Almost done here. Almost done. Didn't win a brand new car. Almost. Keep watching, Coding Gorilla. New Coding Gorilla car. We need a facepalm for Fred. Yeah, facepalm is tough because he's an animated video in a loop with the animated hands in front of him. So, not sure how we're going to make that all work. All right, so we just went to C#8. Sweet. Then I want to do an add creature call right in here. Is what I think I want to do. So create a method called add creature. Whoops, what am I doing? That's not what I wanted to do. Creature, and then I'm just going to say creatures dot add creature. like that. That's what I think I'm going to do. So that'll add that creature in there. We're going to make this public. Then we're going to call that from over here. And we need to, what I'm just going to pass in is this. I'm just going to hard code it for now. We're going to add the UI later. So we say to do add UI later. We don't have a get in here yet. Okay. Then we're going to come in here and we're going to say, hey, return that dot first store default x equals name equals stir. Yeah, like that. That's what I'm going to do. What's my problem here? Oh, an in-game creature. Let's do it this way. Let's return an in-game creature. Come back over here. Let's like this. Then we're going to say if not null, we found it. Then we're going to add and get the actual creature piece, which is going to get the monster back. It's not the same. I need a clone feature is what I need. I need a monster.clone. Then I can start modifying it, give it the hit points, do all of those things that I want to do. And on its creation, that's when I could give it its hit points. So I could say find its hit points and set that equal to hit points. And I think that could solve that problem. We just need to implement clone. And I'm going to say we need a new monster. Then we're going to say monster dot, what are the properties we have? Active conditions equals source dot active conditions. At the very end, I'm going to return it. Whoops. Then we want to come down here and change the other pieces. Just grab the properties. All right, hold on a second. I'm going to mark another CodeRush feature suggestion. All right, devs, here's the CodeRush feature suggestion. I am now going through, this is for duplicate line. I want to duplicate this line right here. Here's my pattern. I'm grabbing the first property, then the second property, then the third property. That's what I'm going to do. And probably these as well. I'm grabbing every property and field all the way down. So I wanted to figure that out either through heuristics, probably heuristics here, maybe machine learning. So when I come down here, instead of suggesting that, it suggests alignment. And when I'm down here, it suggests that. And when I'm here, it suggests armor class. And maybe it can see if I've skipped, if I decide to delete that. Maybe I'm only looking through properties and no fields. Then I might delete that line. I want it to detect that it's only properties. Or maybe I'm only working on fields. Here, an example, this is can't be assigned to read only, so it would skip that for me, right? So it wouldn't show armor class. Instead, it would show attacks. That's it. So let's document that feature request. Smart duplicate line, iterating properties and fields. of a class. I think that's it. So let me close that issue up. There goes the request. And then we'll just do the rest by hand here. But wouldn't it be awesome if coders helped us with that? Base armor class. Base charisma. Base constitution. Base dexterity. Yeah, see how much faster it would be if coders could do this? It makes generating code for setting up clones so much faster. Inside radius. So this will be the last thing to do. Then we'll stop the show. I'm gonna go have lunch with my wife, and we'll see you tomorrow. Challenge rating is here. Let's go through all of these. Challenge rating string, charisma. Looks like that's read only. Read only. Okay. Charisma mod, climbing speed, condition immunities, constitution. It's got only a getter on it. Here's my constitution mod. Whoops. Creature size. Curses and blessings. I am not gonna do curses and blessings. This way I've decided to change curses and blessings to actually use the magic that we're doing now. So if you have a curse or blessing, it'll be given to you as magic, and then it stays with you until you get rid of it. So there's my damage immunities, damage resistance, vulnerability, dark vision radius, dexterity is a getter, dexterity mod is there, disadvantages, equipment, that's a list. I'm not passing over. I'm not gonna clone the equipment. Experience points, sure. Flying speed, sure. Game. This is the game it's playing in. The game of the monster we're getting from the spreadsheet will have none. No game in it. I'm gonna comment it out to very explicitly indicate that we're not dealing with that now. Gold pieces. Hit points. I think we did that already. Did I do that? No. Image URL, you bet. Initiative, you bet. Intelligence mod, you bet. Kind, you bet. Languages spoken. Yep, it's an enum, no worries. Language is understood. Last damage points taken. Last damage taken. I think I'm going to comment both of these out. Maybe not. All right. Location. This is where it is on the map. Okay, fine. Max hit points. You bet. I feel like I can share this list. That the list it doesn't mutate during the game. Silicon Orchid is raiding with a party of 6. Silicon Orchid, thanks for the raid. How's everybody doing? Welcome. Got a special raid dance for you here, guys. Ah! You got me, Copperbeardy. You interrupted my dance, Copperbeardy. Layla Codes is out there. Hey, Layla. Welcome.
Copperbeardy is in the house.
He's in the house. Silicon Orchid. Thanks for the raid.
Surly Dev is in the house.
Surly Dev's here. I seen fire. Thought I'd best get the water out. That's really fair. That's really, really fair. Copperbeardy. I'm just in the middle of cloning a monster right here. Just writing out, deciding what properties I want to move across. Natural armor, sure. Almost. I feel like I'm almost done. Need to recount. No. Off-turn actions. Yes. Let's do that. Let's get on-turn actions. I think we're like at passive perception. Sure. Passive perception override. You bet. Race. Saving charisma mod. Saving constitution mod. Dexterity mod. Intelligence mod. Strength mod. Wisdom mod. Senses. Are we done? Any more properties? Skill check overrides. Yeah, I think I'm gonna share that reference in a clone. Skills mod stealth. Strength, that's a getter only. Swimming speed, you bet. Wait, did I get strength mod? Strength mod. Swimming speed. Silicon Organ says, oh my god, the widgets. Lily Codes has so many ideas. It's your fault. Got a clip from Surly already.
Layla's upset about something. She's making rude words. What's it done? What is that? Layla's just found what was her Ethernet cable. Well, great. At least it is just an Ethernet cable, not power cable, because otherwise we would have had blowing grog. Destructo pop, you can't take your eyes off it. Oh, not good, not good. Destructo pop.
Look at the system font, Silicon Orchid. Super cool. Not as information takes. Oh no.
Wow.
Oh yeah, she's been going for it.
Both ends.
Is that your kid? Listen,
Wow.
you got to train the kids not to bite on these.
Into?
That's awesome.
Layla's upset about something.
That's so awesome. I love it.
She's making rude words.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, we're at swimming speed right now. Destructo Pup ate the internet. That's awesome. I'm going to give you a follow, Silicon Orchid. I'm not following you right now. I'm going to do that. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Is Destructo Pup a he or a she? It's a she. Okay. All right. let's get this done. We're wrapping up here, kids. Sorry about that. I know anybody wants to see some cool stuff. Telepathy radius, just getting the last of these properties across. Temp armor class mod. You bet I'm going to clone that. Temp hit points, I'll clone that. It's for D&D traits. I think I can share those. They're not going to change during tremor sense radius. True sight radius. Let's do this. Let's put a shared here for the references here. What was the other piece that was shared? Shared. I'm going to call this shared as well to some degree. I don't know. All right, let's do that. True sight radius, we're down there. Never done to WPF, so need to tune in. Yeah, we're working in WPF. Let's see, walking speed and is there walking speed's read only? Okay, cool. We must have base walking speed up above. There it is right there. So good. So walking speed is ultimately calculated, and then I think we're done. Is that right? Anything else? Wisdom is read only. Wisdom mod, the last one. Okay, there's our clone. All right, so we've got a clone of the monster. This is for D&D. The clone, are we calling it from anywhere? We're calling it from here. We're doing a, it's returning a creature. I want it to return a monster. Did a bit of Silverlight back in the day. Yeah, it's similar stuff. Well, right now we're deep in C# code right now. So we're not even out in the end. Right here, look at this. You know, add UI later. That's what we're doing. We're going to do that later, probably tomorrow. Right now, we're just grabbing a single creature from the in-game creature. Let me give you some context here. Out here on the Google Sheets, we created a new Google Sheet called In-Game Creatures. This is where the Dungeon Master can list the creatures by name and what kind they are. So we got a creature out here that we're going to call Pudding. And it's of type black pudding. And we're going to give it 21 hit points. The monsters table is here. And if we just look in here and search for black pudding, there it is right there. You can see there's the armor class, there's the hit points. Oops, 85. I should give it at least 85 hit points. 288, there we go. So now, and then we want to be able, when we cast a spell, to choose from an in-game creature as a target. So this event handler that we're hooking into here, we're going to add some UI later, but right now what I'm going to do is we are going to just get that very specific creature from the spreadsheet. And that call to get is going to get me that in-game creature back. The in-game creature's there, and then I'm going to reference its creature property. And if it's null, it's going to go find the monster and clone it. It's going to have to also set its name, I just realized. Is equal to this name. Set a breakpoint here. Let's run it. See what happens. Okay, here we are. Initialize player data. Should get rid of the red text dice roller waiting for player data to be initialized right up there. That should go away when this is done. Okay, good. We're going to go to the code for Ray of Frost. Right here. It's on cast called select target. That should get us our breakpoint. Let's fire the event. And here we go. Select target function request. It's been requested. So that was that line of code that was asking for the target. Do we get the in-game creature? Looks like we're going to go to the sheets and grab it because we haven't loaded them yet. We're going to come right in here. Get that default value. Should be returning a valid creature. Then we're going to come in here. Passing over the name. Oops, I forgot to check to see what the name was first. What other properties? Is the kind? Do I have a kind in here? Like the race? I suppose the race is in here. The race is null. I wonder, hold on, let's come back up here. I want to re-execute this line of code. What's the monster's name? It's black pudding. Yeah, this is kind of problematic. The monster name is essentially its kind of race. What's interesting is race on monster is null. Right? Isn't that what we saw? Yeah, it's null. I want to change this up a little bit. I think I'm going to do a to-do here. Fix race property, the field, and use name for the monster's name. It's race, or use a kind, or use kind. Okay, so I'll run it. I think I'll keep running it like that. I'm gonna choose target.add creature. Uh-oh. Oh, excuse me. All right, missed an null ref in there is what it looks like we did. Give magic is not going to work because the target has not been set. Let's just keep running it.
Oh, and look at all that damage!
Try one more time. And then we'll add the creature to it. And clear this breakpoint. Silicon Organ says, this is such a fun project. I can see a ton of time has gone into this. Yeah, we have, this is what we've been doing on the show for about 2 years, I think. A year or 2 years. Excuse me, I got a stuffy nose today here. All right, there we go. Now we're going to add the creature. We've got the monster coming in. Cool. Cool. Target has been specified. Select target is there. We've now got an active target. So the player's active target has now been set. Let's get out of here. I'm just going to run till our next breakpoint. Now we're in Give Magic. We wrote this about an hour ago, I think. This code right here. We're just going to get the args that we're sending over. There's one arg. That's the duration for this particular magic item, which is called reduce speed 1 turn. So we're going to reduce it for 1 turn by 10 feet per second. That's this data 1 parameter. Get down here to Give Magic. We'll create a new magic item here. On this, let's step into that constructor. There's the data we're setting. Target was null coming in. Ah. Why did we lose target? I got an idea. Let's get out of here. Okay, target is null here. I'm going to do this. If target equals null, whoops, null, then what I want to do is say target is equal to player.target dot target. Nope. Active target is what we called it, right? There it is. Okay, let's come back up here. Try again. Now I got an active target. Good, better. Where was my problem before with the targeting? Whoops. Got the caster set. We know who the caster is. Now we got the target, not null. All right, now I want to go through a couple options here. I want to do this for if there's player IDs in the target, which there should be none. You get an exception there? Or no? Do I have a lockup? That feels like a lockup. Hit an issue start command right here. We are dog fooding Coders inside Visual Studio. It's getting late evening. Need some food. We'll be back to see this progress. Seems good. Yeah. All right, Silicon Orchid. We'll probably be done with the show. I'm kind of really wanting to be right here in this spot right here and debug this, but it looks like we are locked up. Show up a second entrance. Oh, what do we do? We finally got out. We were in the expression evaluator apparently. Not sure how we got here. I want to just come back here though. All right, one more time. Let's fire the event again. That UI, that part works. This part works. Here, target is null. Target is not null. Player IDs is null. Let's do this at the very least. We get in here. And then I want to say if target.creatures is not null, then I want to do a for each here. And I want to say creature.receive magic. Passing in the magic. This is where I'm expecting to get. Right down here. I'm going to set a breakpoint there, and I'm going to hit run. Should hit here. There we go. So now we've got the creature that's getting the magic. So we're in the monster. And our name is Tapudding. We're going to add the target to it. So that's going to be us. So this magic knows that the target is us. And it should also know that the owner, the caster, is the character. Okay? It's level 7 sorcerer. Cool. So we're one of those targets. We're adding it to our receive magic list. And we're hooking the on dispel, so when this magic is later dispelled, we can then remove it from our list, our receive magic list. Okay? That's that. Good. And then that's the end of that. Then we're going to call add casted magic. So now the this is, even though we're in creature, the this in this scenario now is here. Can I just type in this and get some help on it? It's the character that cast the spell right there. So it's level 7 sorcerer. So now we're going to add that. We're going to say, here's our casted magic we've added. And we're going to also hook a different event though, but when it's dispelled, so that we can then remove the casted magic from it. That's what we can do. Remove it from our casted magic list right here. Okay, and there's that. So that the mechanics look good. All right. Okay, with that, I'm going to end the show. Critical hit, extra damage. Cool. Let's go raid somebody out there. Bald Bearded Builder, one of my favorite bald bearded builders out there. See you kids tomorrow. Thanks everybody for the raid. Follow us if you're not doing that yet. All right, kids. We'll see you. Have fun. Oops, got to hit the raid button. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go.